he did defend the national security advisor he just fired, General Michael Flynn, blaming the firing not on Flynn, but on U.S. intelligence and their leaks. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl leading us off.
Today, President Trump welcomed the third foreign leader to the White House in less than a week, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But overshadowing the visit, the sudden firing of the man at the center of his national security team, Michael Flynn. Just 24 hours ago, the White House said Flynn was ousted because he had lost the confidence of the president after deceiving the vice president about his conversations with the Russian ambassador. But today,
General Flynn is a wonderful man. I think he's been treated very, very unfairly by the media, as I call it, the fake media in many cases. And I think it's really a sad thing that he was treated so badly.
Yet it was the president who fired him. And just yesterday, his press secretary said Trump did so decisively.
The evolving and eroding level of trust as a result of this situation and a series of other questionable instances is what led the president to ask for General Flynn's resignation.
The so-called series of questionable instances included Flynn's failure to tell the truth about his conversations with the Russian ambassador in December. On the same day, the Obama administration slapped new sanctions on Russia for meddling with the election. But now the president is expressing more outrage about leaks in the newspapers than about Flynn's behavior, blasting the intelligence agencies that now report to him, tweeting, "The real scandal here is that classified information is illegally given out by intelligence like candy. Very un-American."
I think it's very, very unfair what's happened to General Flynn, the way he was treated, and the documents and papers that were illegally, I stress that, illegally leaked. Very, very unfair.
But during the presidential campaign, then candidate Trump reveled in leaks when they were about someone else, Hillary Clinton, even praising a group responsible for some of the biggest leaks of classified intelligence in all of American history.
WikiLeaks, I love WikiLeaks.
It's been amazing what's coming out on WikiLeaks.
This WikiLeaks is like a treasure trove.
Today, the president refused to answer questions about reports that several people on his campaign team were in contact before the election with suspected Russian intelligence officials. At his press conference, he called only on conservative news outlets. No Russia questions, but we tried.
Mr. President, can you guarantee that nobody on your campaign had any contacts with the Russians? Mr. President, any questions on Russia? Mr. President.
So tonight, the question still looms. During the transition, ABC's Cecilia Vega tried to pin him down.
You or anyone in your campaign have any contact with Russia leading up to or during the campaign? Nothing at all.
No, Trump said, not at all. And after General Flynn was fired, we asked Sean Spicer.
Can you still say definitively that nobody on the Trump campaign, not even General Flynn, had any contact with the Russians before the election?
My understanding is that what General Flynn has now expressed is that during the transition period, well, we were very clear that during the transition period, he did speak with the ambassador.
I'm talking about during the campaign.
I don't have any, there's nothing that would conclude me that anything different has changed with respect to that time period.
Turmoil in the White House, combined with the National Security Council shakeup, has some key Republicans in Congress worried about the chaos and dysfunction in the West Wing.
You don't know who's in charge, this Flynn situation, the whole environment is one of dysfunction in the Trump administration.
And the concern is not limited to Washington. Speaking at a conference, the general in charge of the military's Special Operations Command said, quote, "Our government continues to be in unbelievable turmoil. I hope they sort it out soon because we're a nation at war."
And John Karl with us live tonight from the White House. And John, President Trump there not taking any questions today on those reported communications between several of his associates before the election and Russia. But tonight, the White House did announce the president will hold a rally this weekend, a sort of campaign rally, John?
Not a sort of campaign rally, an official campaign rally, David. They are saying this will be run by his re-election campaign. It's going to be down near Orlando, Florida. A lot of people don't realize this, but he actually filed paperwork with the Federal Elections Commission on Inauguration Day to set up his 2020 re-election campaign.